So I've spent the last 6 months researching, planning, and refining my time management skills. And I want to share with you every single thing that I've learned to live a busy life as a free man. Now, if you're wondering who I am and what I do, I'm Dan. I run 3 YouTube channels, and one of them, this one, is close to hitting 100K. I post 5 long-form, high-quality YouTube videos every single week. I post 5 reels per week. I write 2 newsletters, and I run and manage my community, Discipline OS. I study YouTube and marketing and all this, and I still have time to go to the gym, to hit the beach, to spend time with my friends and my girlfriend, to journal, to read, to meditate, to take care of myself. And I don't even feel like a busy person. In fact, I feel like I have so much time left over. And that is all because I've mastered time management. You see, these 5 habits I'm gonna break down are exactly what shifted me to a person who couldn't manage their time, who felt lost and stuck and would procrastinate, to a person who manages everything so effectively. So put this video on full screen, focus, take out your notebook, because in the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna show you how to save 10 times that every single day. So grab a notebook over here, take notes, and let's go to part number 1. And also just wanted to let you know we've opened up another 7-day free trial for Discipline OS, our private community. Now we're gonna be opening these once every single month for the last week of the month, just to give you an opportunity to reach your goals, to try Discipline OS and see if you like it. More on that later in this video. Habit 1, turn decisions into automatic systems. Now, in a way, you have to almost lower your IQ, right? Because the people with the highest IQs are the people who overthink. Like me personally, I would say that I'm an overthinker, naturally. And I just overthink a lot of things. And that's probably because you have above average IQ. So instead, you want to effectively and intuitively just lower your IQ just for the sake of thinking less so you can take more action. So you can manage your time better, because a lot of time is wasted in the planning stage, thinking about what you're going to do, talking about what you're going to do, and not actually doing the thing. So you are going to want to systemize every single thing in your life. Everything needs a system, it needs a plan, it needs a structure, because otherwise it's just going to feel like you're doing so much, but you achieve so little. You see, we all remember that time in the shower, or that time when you're taking a walk, time when you're just like doing nothing, and the best ideas come up. For some reason, all of a sudden, you just think of the absolute most incredible ideas that come out of nowhere. Now, the reason for that is because you need to give yourself space, right? You shouldn't combine planning and thinking and action, because in that sense, you're gonna plan and think, and it's gonna feel like work. So you're gonna be drained and you're gonna feel exhausted before you even get to the real work, before you even get to the tasks, the gym, the habits, the routine, the deep work, and all that stuff. So in life, you will get better results with your time when you make better decisions. You see, time management is just decision management. It's just managing your priorities. It is almost like an equation where every single time you do something, you are taking time away from doing something else. So in a way, you're always spending your time doing something, even if that something is nothing. So it is about selectively choosing and prioritizing what you spend your time doing so you can achieve the most effective result. Now, in theory, this sounds all cool, it sounds amazing, but what about in practical life? Now, you watching this video, you might have a 9-to-5, I don't know, you might be studying in school, you might be an entrepreneur, you might be, whatever you might be. And you're just going to have different responsibilities, different things you have to attend to throughout the day. And that is where time management just feels hard. You see, I am self-employed, so I manage and control my own schedule. I wake up whenever I want, I sleep whenever I want, I work whenever I want, wherever I want. And that's really good for freedom, for time management, it definitely helps. But I have also managed my time back when I had a 9-to-5, back when I was in uni. So I'm going to share with you my experience on how to manage your time if you have any type of 9-to-5. And then this is just going to help you either way. So one thing you want to do is take out your notebook and write down your top 10 priorities, right? Write down the things that if you didn't do these things, then your life would be way worse. For example, if you're in uni and you just stop studying completely, you're going to fail your exams, and that's going to lead to a bad negative result. If you're working a 9-to-5 and you don't get your work done, then you're just gonna probably get fired. If you're on a cut but you don't train enough, you're just gonna end up losing muscle. Now, with your goals, with the vision that you have, with the place that you wanna be, you need to identify those things that if you remove them from your life right now, then you just lose the results. For me, for example, if I stop making YouTube videos, then I will stop seeing results. If I stop going to the gym, then my mental health is going to decline, I'm gonna feel worse, and I'm gonna lose my physique and lose confidence. If I stop reading, I'm going to lose the self-image of being that intellectual person who reads. So identify all of those things and make them a priority. The way I like to systemize my life for myself and my clients as well is splitting up the day into 3 different parts. Number 1, you have the morning routine. This is where all of your habits go. First thing in the morning, no phone, reading, meditating, journaling, and do everything you have to do first thing in the morning, first hour. And then all the way after you've done your morning routine, all the way up till the evening, that is your work. That is your deep work, your 9-to-5, your business, whatever that might be. It could be gym, it could be walking, it could be running errands, it could be doing all the things you have to do. And then at night, you have that 1 hour at the end of every single day where you do the second portion of habits. So all of the habits in the self-improvement space, you only do them first thing in the morning and last thing at night. You allocate up to 2 hours per day for all of the habits that keep your mind healthy, that keep your identity in check, that keep your self-image in check, and make you that disciplined version of yourself. And then the rest of the day is for your profession, for your career, for your business, for your dreams, your aspirations. Now, if you're watching this video and you actually implement what I am telling you, then you belong to the top 1% who are willing to just forego their temporary comfort to make real change. If that sounds like you, subscribe to the channel. Let's go to habit number 2. Work in time containers, not task lists. You see, 12 months ago, I was not really productive because I had all of these tasks. I had like 100 tasks, but I didn't really have a tangible, actionable step. I didn't really have a time block attached to it. I didn't really have specifics. And because there were no details attached to these tasks, I didn't really know where to begin, and then I would just get nothing done. So instead of just listing out all the tasks you have to do, you have to make it a bit more specific. Because tasks, they pile up forever and ever and ever, and they just overwhelm you. So what you're gonna wanna do here is, instead of just piling up all these tasks, you're gonna wanna work like we do. So as a YouTuber / content creator who runs a private paid community, my tasks are the following: community work, filming a video, weekly calls, editing a video, planning the video, posting the video, technical stuff, strategizing, and that just sums up everything I have to do on a daily basis. So I'm not just gonna throw all of these tasks in my face and just expect to get something done. The way we work so effectively and so productively that in 6 months we get 6 years of work done is we work in time containers, right? Community work, we allocate 1 hour every single day to answer all questions in the community, to provide more value, to post more and release more content. I allocate 2 to 3 hours every single day to edit the videos. And my best friend as well, who's sitting right behind me, he also does the same thing. We allocate 30 minutes per day to just go through the technical stuff, see that everything's in check, that all of the business operations are up and running. And then everything from posting to creating to making thumbnails, that takes 2 hours per day. That's what we allocate. So you're gonna need to directly measure your inputs and your outputs. Where is time coming in and where's time going out? Now you'll get more what I mean in the third habit. If you're enjoying this video, subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 100K. I'm really excited. This has literally been a dream of mine for such a long time. So let's get it. Let's get on this journey together and improve. Habit number 3, eliminate context switching. You see, the greatest way to be unproductive is to do many things at once. The more you do in a single time, the less you get done, the less you achieve. Now, this is multitasking, right? If you go from checking your emails to doing community work to editing the video to doing this, and like all of a sudden within the span of like 30 minutes, you've jumped from task to task to task, and you didn't really get anything done. You see, all of these like micro distractions, these micro context switches, they just add up, and there are 1% distractions. And then at the end of the day, you're just like, your whole day is filled up with, you know, jumping from task to task and never really giving one thing your full undivided attention. Because that is what you have to do. You have to change from parallel attention and focus to sequential focus. What this means is parallel focus is when you're focusing on 1, 2, or multiple things at the same time. But sequential focus is when you focus on one thing only, and then you move and jump to the next thing. You finish it 100%. You go to the next thing, finish it 100%, and this is how you move. This sounds super simple, but in practice, it's harder to do. Everything is easier said than done, right? And even me personally, this is something that I still like. Sometimes I will catch myself context switching for some random reason and like doing a task halfway, and then all of a sudden I feel the urge to just jump to another task and do something else. But I'm also actively training myself to just have this discipline of single-pointed focus. And this applies to videos as well. If you watch half this video and then you jump to another video and then you watch half of that, and then you watch a minute of another video and then 6 minutes, and you never really finish videos, you are fragmenting your attention span. And then at the end of the day, you're just there with like 30 minutes of watched content and nothing learned. So I want to run an experiment here, and based on the analytics of the YouTube channel, we found out that like 20% stick till past the halfway point. So if you're part of that 20% that is still here watching this video right now, then comment down below part of the top 20%. So habit number 4, build personal second brain. So I'm going to show you how to build your second brain in practice. You can use an AI, you can use a Google Docs. So what you can do is actually take an AI and store all the information, prompt it so that it knows when you ask it certain questions. This is going to be like your second brain. You can also do this physically, analog on a journal, and just like write down a description of what you think, how you think, your characteristics, your personal traits, and just like all of your personality characteristics. And based off that, you want to make your decisions and ask yourself, through looking through the list, do most of the decisions I make on a day-to-day basis align with this personality? So make it a habit to use and organize the notes that you take. If you're taking notes for this video, don't just, throw them somewhere and forget about them. Actually have them somewhere where you can see them consistently. Because the more you see something, the more you're going to remember it. And because you remember it, the more effective it's going to be. So if you're writing down an idea, if you're writing down a mindset, if you're writing down like top 10 ways to be productive, if you're writing down how you're going to achieve your goals or writing down a list of your goals, you're going to want to keep these and filter them and just have them in a place where they're so organized that you can always look through them. Now, habit number 5 is ruthless prioritization plus elimination. So to master time management, you need to do this one thing. You need to first create the space and the time to be able to prioritize things. So start first with the things that matter, right? The 20-80 principle. 20% of the action you do drives 80% of the results, which leaves 80% of the action. So most of the action you take just drives 20% of the results. What this means in practice, in simple terms, is that most of the work that you do is not giving you most of the results. In fact, the minority of everything you do, of all the tasks, of all your focus, is actually what brings you the most results. So I'm going to want you to identify what are all the tasks that you do. List out every single thing that you do. Let's say you call your parents on the phone, and then you go to the gym, then you eat something, then you go to uni, you study, or you go to your 9 to 5, and then you come back and you take a walk, you walk your dog, and then after that you sit back home and you start to journal, and then you read, and then whatever tasks you do, if it's like 1,000 tasks or 100 tasks, list out every single one in specific detail. And this is going to allow you to see where every single minute, every single second of your time is going. And with that information, you can selectively eliminate the things that don't align with where you want to be. Now, if you want to be a YouTuber and you spend 3 hours of your day, taking sales calls, then it's not really going to help you. If you want to become a good salesman and you spend 5 hours of the day playing checkers, playing chess, it's not really going to help you either. For me, for example, the biggest lever moving tasks are number 1, making videos, and number 2, interacting and being there and being active in my own community. Those 2 things, literally making content and improving the community and launching content, launching new stuff, the calls as well. Those are the only things that matter in whatever I'm doing. So if I have a random task that doesn't align with that, then it has to go. I need to remove everything that isn't first priority. So this whole list of tasks that you do, chances are you can remove 50 of them, 50%, or even 80% of them, and you wouldn't lose the results. You'd still be getting the same results. Most things we do on a day-to-day basis are useless, like scrolling, like just wasting time, jumping from tasks, thinking and planning, and like just time that disappears into oblivion. So set yourself up for the most productive day possible by just understanding what tasks really matter and what tasks don't. So for example, I used to also write down tasks that I had to do in my to-do list, but these were things I couldn't even actively control. So what I did is I only wrote down the tasks in my to-do list that I have control over, something that I can do in the next 20 minutes. If I physically can't do it for another 3 months, another 6 months, then there's no point writing it down. So write down all your tasks, eliminate half of them, to be honest, even 90% of them, and nothing is going to change in your life. In fact, you'll have that much more time to do things that matter, or to just spend time with family, with friends, have fun, enjoy your life. And another thing is just find ways to automate random tasks. Those tasks that anybody could do, just like delegate, let somebody else do the things that just take up your time and you don't even enjoy. This applies more if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, but even in any case, it's like there's a lot of things that you do that you could easily get an AI to save you half the time. Now, those were the 5 habits, but all of this does not work without accountability. Because the truth is, later today, you're going to fall back to your lower self and indulge in the procrastination, the time wasting, and the bad habits. Not because you don't have the knowledge, but because you don't have the accountability. So if you like, you can do all of this alone. You can go on your self-improvement alone and try to fix your life, try to manage your time, and beat procrastination and build discipline all by yourself. You could do that. But let me ask you this. If you do things the same way you always have, you're probably going to get the same result. So if you want to actually do things differently to get a different result, then I have the 7-day free trial that we just opened up for my private community, Discipline OS, to help you build discipline, beat procrastination, rewire your identity, your dopamine, and your habits. So Discipline OS, click the link in the description below. Watch that video over there to unlock access. And remember, a bad workout will always beat a skipped one. Take care, and you got this.